This is Autumn Bridges with East High Teacher Tech, and today I will be showing you Canvas Grade. This is pretty much just an overview of what you can find in the Grades section of Canvas. So if you're in the class on the home page, look over here on the left-hand side of your navigation, and you'll click on the Grades button. And once the screen loads, there's a whole lot of information and things that you can do to customize and personalize your gradebook. Starting over here on the side, there are a couple different views that you can use. Individual views, each one with what a student has, and the gradebook history. I don't have much of a history right now, so there's not a whole lot to see. The view option is one of my favorites that I found. You can organize your assignments by different categories, depending on what you prefer. My personal preference is to do by module. Right now it's first to last. You could also do it last to first, kind of like synergy, so the most recent thing is closest to your name. And of course, you have a lot of other options there as well. Filters, you can filter this out so that you don't see everything for, say, the entire quarter. You can just see certain assignment groups. There will be a video about how to set up assignment groups if you're unfamiliar with that. Grading periods or modules. Once I start getting into other modules, I will probably filter this depending on what's going on in my class, because we have a lot of modules and I might not necessarily want to see all of them at the same time. And statuses, this is a great thing if you're thinking of what are all these colors on my grades. So the colors on your grades represent these different items: late, missing, resubmitted, dropped, or excused. You can change those colors depending on what you're looking for. And something else that you might notice is different shades here on the screen. The only thing the different shades are depends upon the background of the row. So you can see the rows have different shading, go from white to gray to white to gray. And the difference in the shades of these colors is simply what the background is that it's on. So these are both still red. These are both still the same blue. It's just the background that they're set up against. The columns, you can have a column for notes if you would like. This is one place where I think if you want, you could put an indication that a student has a 504 or an AT, or even just whatever accommodations they have here. Especially if you have grading policy preferences, such as students can submit things late without a penalty. That would be a good place to put something like that in those notes so that you have access to that. I don't have any right now, so I'm just going to turn that off. Over here, the unpublished assignments, you can check that, and assignments that you have. I don't have any unpublished assignments. I don't think that are visible, but if you do have some that are unpublished and showing up in your gradebook, you will see a big red, all caps, unpublished word right here below the assignment. So you can tell which students have access to viewing and which ones students do not have access to viewing. So that is everything in the view category. The actions, here's where you're going to sync to Synergy. That will be a separate video. You can also import grades, which I have not tried yet. You can also export grades to an Excel spreadsheet. One thing that I did find that was an advantage to this is it will also generate the students' email addresses. And so if you're looking to try and push out something to their email addresses, that was one way to capture that onto an Excel spreadsheet. Let's do export the grades. And then you have a column with their AZ numbers available. In the search, you can search for certain students if you want to do it that way. The gear here on the far right-hand side allows you to set late policies, a percentage missing for missing assignments, different late policy options that you have. You can also post your grades either automatically as soon as they're in, or post them manually, and you will have to decide when the grades are posted for each of those items. So those are some different things that you can set up using the gear. A couple more things. When you hover over here by student names, these three vertical ellipses show up. This is one way that you can organize how those students are listed. I have them listed by name and A to Z. And then they are displayed as first name and then last name. That's just the way that I like to have it as far as my view goes. You can also have secondary information, so you can do something else in the student name as well if you'd like. And then you can look at active enrollments. Hopefully you don't have any concluded enrollments where students are not in a class any longer. Finally, oh, that's an assignment, okay. So the last thing on the grade is if you look at the assignment and hover over, there's also another 3 vertical ellipses. And this gives you the option to sort this column now by grade from high to low, missing or late. So if you're looking to see how many people have certain late work, missing work, you can sort that way. Speed grader, again, is going to be another video. This is going to be kind of how you can input grades in here very quickly. One of my favorite features is meshes students to, so you can choose the ones that have not submitted yet, haven't been graded or scored less or more than a certain criteria. That's one really good way to remind students, hey, you didn't get this done yet, make sure you get this done. I have not played with the curved grades or default grades, but those are options as well. You can hide grades. I have mine set as points. You can also do it as a percentage. And the grade posting policy, again, is another way where you can either decide if you want to manually or automatically have the grades posted. I believe that is pretty much the overview of the grades. If you scroll all the way over here to the far side, I have a lot of things in here. You can see I have assignments are 20% of their grade right now. I will have a different video on assignment groups and how to set that up. Engagement, you can see is my 0%, but I can see based on their engagement grades how engaged each particular student has been. And then over here is the total grade. These grades are not matching up with what's showing up in Synergy, so I've had students ask about their grades, and I may try to direct them to Synergy because Canvas is doing some strange things, I feel like, with my grades, and I'm still working that out. But other than that, that is a general overview of the Canvas Gradebook, and there will be another video on assignment groups and setting those up, as well as a video on SpeedGrader and Synergy Sync. Thank you very much. Again, this is Autumn Bridges with Eastside Teacher Tech, and this is the Canvas Gradebook.